Good evening, everyone. Today, the Thursday, February the 6th at 7 o'clock, Park and Recreation meeting started. Come to an order. Pledge of Allegiance. Would you like to do the Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure, if everybody will please stand. Face the flag. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You could stand, you could sit.
Thank you. Okay. Can we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Albright,
Present.
Commissioner Lynn, Commissioner Patnaik,
Present.
Vice Chair Prado,
Present.
and Chair Pathak.
Present.
Thank you.
The next item is a presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. At this time, we would like to present our Employees of the Month for the Recreation Services Division. Just a little brief intro. Candidates for the Employee of the Month award are nominated by administrative staff in the Recreation Services Division. Individuals who have put forth the extra effort to further enhance the division's goals of providing the highest quality programs and services to our community are presented with the award. Tonight, we will recognize one employee for the month of November and one employee for the month of December in 2024. If you could go on over to the presentation area, and employees, as your name is called, just come right up to the presentation area. And our first employee is Maya Vasquez. Maya was hired in June 2023 and is a lifeguard swim instructor, obviously over at the swim center. We're excited to recognize her for her exceptional assistance during the month of November 2024. Maya demonstrated remarkable patience and professionalism when she calmly intervened during a situation where a child was upset by having to leave the pool. Her friendly and composed demeanor helped soothe the child, allowing for him to refocus while the parents were notified. Her ability to handle this challenging situation with such grace exemplifies her dedication to creating a positive experience for both our guests and staff. So congratulations, Maya.
Thank you very much.
There's another one.
There's one more. Also, we'd like to recognize Allison Gutierrez, who's a lifeguard swim instructor at the swim center. So Allison is being recognized as Employee of the Month for the month of December 2024. She consistently displays her exceptional professionalism and patience when she interacts with our valued patrons. Despite her relatively short time here with the city, Allison demonstrates unwavering commitment to providing outstanding customer service. Recently, she turned what could have been a negative situation with a patron into a positive experience, showcasing her problem-solving skills and her dedication. Allison is truly an excellent ambassador for the swim center and the city as a whole, and is very deserving of this recognition. Congratulations, Allison.
Thank you.
In closing, we'd like to thank both of you ladies for your wonderful service to our community. Thank you. Mr. Chair, members of the commission, the next item on the agenda is 4B, which is an informational update on the Tuesday, March 4th, 2025 Cerritos General Municipal Election. Tonight's report will be provided by Kimberly from our city clerk's office, and with that, I'll turn it over to her. She can answer any questions you may have at the end of the presentation. Kimberly?
Thank you, Ms. Titus. Good evening, Chair and members of the Parks and Recreation Commission. Thank you for allowing me to provide a brief update this evening on the Tuesday, March 4th, 2025 Cerritos General Municipal Election. I will also provide information regarding the February 25th, 2025 State Senate primary election. And if you would turn your attention to the screen, this election season, in the Cerritos General Municipal Election, Cerritos voters have the opportunity to vote for 3 members of the City Council and on 2 charter amendment ballot measures. The City Charter may only be amended by a vote of the people. Both the City Council and Cerritos voters have the power to place measures on the ballot, and the California Elections Code defines the process by which a measure may be placed on the ballot. Measure J on the March 4th ballot relates to the setting of the city's general municipal election date in the city charter. If Cerritos voters approve Measure J, the election date would be set to remain as the first Tuesday after the first Monday in March of each odd-numbered year. Along with this amendment are other conforming amendments set by this measure, including the setting of the commencement date of the city council terms as the second Tuesday of April, beginning in 2027, and the setting of the date of the annual mayoral transition as the second Tuesday of April, beginning in 2026. Measure K relates to a general cleanup charter amendment. Spelling and grammatical errors would be corrected, and the charter document would be updated to reflect modern business practices, such as authorizing the city manager to appoint the city treasurer. Cerritos voters may now vote in both the city's election and the county-run state Senate election. The state recently declared a vacancy in Senate District 36 when Senator Janet Nguyen ran for and won a seat on the Orange County Board of Supervisors. This created the need for a state to call a special election to fill the seat, scheduled for Tuesday, February 25th, 2025. Ballots for the county-run election were mailed to active Cerritos registered voters beginning on January 27th. Ballots were mailed for the Cerritos General Municipal Election beginning this past Monday, February 3rd. Voting for each election ends at 8 p.m. on Election Day. Because Cerritos voters now have access to 2 different ballots at the same time, those who opt to vote by mail or use a vote-by-mail drop box should be mindful of which ballot they are placing in which envelope. Displayed on the screen are graphics featuring the 2 different return envelopes. Voters should be mindful of placing their completed ballot for each election in the respective return envelope. As you can see, the envelope for the state Senate single race ballot should be placed in the purple county envelope, while the city's multi-race ballot should be placed in the gray envelope containing the city's seal. Based on current voter registration and population data, we can say that the majority of those eligible to vote in Cerritos are already registered. To verify if you are registered to vote or to re-register, visit lavote.gov. Those aged 16 and 17 may also pre-register to vote online. The registration deadlines to receive a mailed ballot for both elections are listed on the screen. It is important to note no voter for either election will be turned away. For the state Senate election, the county will offer conditional voter registration at the in-person voting location. For the city's election, traditional provisional ballots will be provided in the event a voter is not found in our voter database. Voters in either situation will be provided a ballot and permitted to vote, and their vote will be counted at the appropriate time, subject to proper verification. A side-by-side comparison of voting options in both upcoming elections is provided on the screen. The county is set to conduct in-person voting for the state Senate election at Don Canabe Regional Park for 11 days, from February 15th through the 25th. On the state Senate election day only, February 25th, the Way Out Ministries in Hawaiian Gardens is also scheduled to be open for in-person voting. For updated information on open vote centers for this election, we encourage the public to visit levote.gov or to contact our office. Although the city's election is being conducted as an all-mail election, for those who prefer to vote in person, we are currently open for voting in the city clerk's office on the first floor of City Hall through to Friday, February 28th. We are then also offering early weekend voting, Saturday and Sunday, March 1st and 2nd, in the City Hall main lobby from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., which will continue in the main lobby on Monday, March 3rd, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and on Election Day, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Voters opting to vote in person for the city election are encouraged to bring with them their Cerritos vote-by-mail ballot and return envelope. For both elections, vote-by-mail drop boxes will be open 24 hours a day at the Cerritos Civic Center and Cerritos Park East until 8 p.m. on Election Day. Voters may also mail ballots for both elections free of charge. Ballots must be postmarked by the respective election day and received by the appropriate agency within 7 days after the election. Again, voters opting to vote by mail or use a drop box should be mindful of placing the ballots in their respective envelopes. Our office has been and will continue to work diligently to keep Cerritos voters informed. Aside from providing regular updates at each of the city's council, commission, and committee meetings, we have attended and will continue to attend city events such as the Festival of Friendship and the upcoming Valentine's Day dance. We've placed information on the city's website and have been working with our communications division to provide regular updates on the city's social media outlets and on TV3. We have also sent postcards to over 14,000 Cerritos voter households and have provided updates in the Cerritos Community News and other news outlets. Coming soon, the city will also feature an informational public service announcement video on TV3 and on social media. The city's official sample ballots were mailed Thursday, January 23rd. The sample ballot and voter information guide for the city's election has been available on the city's website in 7 different languages since January 8th. Hard copies are available for pickup in the office of the city clerk during regular business hours. The office of the city clerk is available for assistance Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We look to all of the city's commissions and committees as ambassadors to help spread the word and keep the public informed. On behalf of the city clerk's office, thank you to the commission for being our ambassadors and for allowing us the opportunity to present this update. This concludes my presentation, and I am available to answer any questions the commission may have. It is recommended the commission open public comment for this item and receive and file this report. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the report. Nice report.
I have a question though.
You have a question?
Yeah. Can I? Kimberly, thank you for the update on that. The only thing I ask is or request is, we have a big drop box somewhere in the, in the center. A lot of the folks don't know where exactly it is housed. And is there a way you can have some kind of arrows or something to show that, like a signage, drop box is that side, at least two locations so that people can dot themselves to go to the drop box. Otherwise, they'll be just going in circles trying to find the drop box.
Sure, yes, thank you for that comment. I can definitely confirm with our communications team to maybe make some more clarification in our social media posts and other things denoting specifically where that box is, as well as putting up some different signage around the area. And as you mentioned, maybe having someone that can actually guide you. For anyone who is watching right now, any members of the community, the drop box in the Civic Center is located directly underneath the flagpole. So I will confer with the city clerk to maybe make that signage more visible.
Yeah, it should be more visible. During the daytime, of course, staff will be there to kind of guide them where it is. But then you got to have some directional signs or something like that so that people know it's on that side. When they go towards that side, they kind of converge to that place, zero in on that location as such.
Sure,
So
yes.
Please take that into consideration.
Thank you.
I think it's a very good suggestion. I have noticed some of the people were looking for the last time. Yes. Anyone has any questions?
No.
How about you? Any questions?
Yeah, my recommendation is a lot of people don't even know where to park. So don't even know where to park. So probably the best way is put just like open house sign from the street directional to the drop box to avoid the confusion, because they don't, if they have a hard time to find where to park nearby, they probably just circle around and go away.
Sure, yes, I will, we will confer with our different departments to see what kind of signage can be available. And just for reference, again, for any members of the community, parking is available anywhere in the Civic Center. And then the drop box is directly under the flagpole.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Anywhere? So item number 5, public comments.
If I may, I do believe you need to open that item to the public, that previous item.
Okay.
On the election. So if there's any public comment on, oh,
Public comment on this subject.
correct, 4B.
I don't see anyone, so that's closed. Item number 6.
No, he's there.
Oh, we have it.
Hello, good evening. I'm Adrian Ayub, and many residents are concerned with the feeding of the birds, the wildlife at Don Canabi.
Can
That's
you
not
hear him? We can't hear you.
Yeah.
That's not what we're doing right now. We're doing it on the election right now.
Yeah,
Oh, on the election.
yeah.
Why haven't the ballots been received in the mail yet? I thought they were sent out on the 3rd.
Yes, thank you for the question. I can confirm that the ballots hit the mail on this Monday, February 3rd. If you have not received your ballot yet, we do ask you maybe wait a few more days, see if maybe the mail's been delayed. If you still have not received it, we can reissue your ballot if you'd like to come in and we can reissue that for you if that's been lost. But also, we might recommend discussing with your mail carrier to see if there's been any displacement of service.
Thank you.
Now, that begs another question there. Let's say that I have lost, I come to you and say that I haven't received my ballot, and then you issue me a duplicate ballot. What's the mechanism in place that the person will have not, the ballot that he has received or she has received will have gone back to you? So there could be like 2 ballots of the same person. What is the mechanism to kind of prevent that from happening?
Again, thank you for the question. Whenever somebody comes in and requests to be reissued a ballot, we do first, of course, check to make sure that we have not already received a ballot under their name or from them. We would verify that anytime that a ballot is submitted, we verify the signature on that to make sure that that is a valid ballot, and then we would make sure that they have not already voted. If there is any discrepancy, either with the signature or with revoting, we would reach out to the individual and have them come in to correct the whatever issue there is.
Okay, thank you.
Great. Shall we move to consent calendar? Item number 6.
If I may, Mr. Chair, we do need to open up public comments and suggestions for items not on the agenda. Item 5.
Item 5.
No.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
Now,
okay, here we go.
Hello, so Adrian Ayub. Many residents are concerned with the feeding at Don Canabi Park. I know that 85% of Don Canabi is owned or operated by LA County, only 15% by the city of Cerritos. But how do you plan to address the specific issue of individuals who continue to feed wildlife despite warnings? And how do you measure the success of the Do Not Feed the Wildlife campaign in the park? Are there plans for future campaigns? Thank you.
Okay, anyone has any comments on this subject?
Sherry,
matter?
would you be able to address that?
Yes, and I also would like to mention we did receive one piece of written correspondence by the deadline from Cerritos resident, Mr. Van Sudevan,
Right.
with the same concern. You all received a copy of that. So there really isn't any sort of robust campaign. We did take this matter to the city council years ago, and a policy for not feeding the wildlife was directed, which we made signs. We also hand out little quarter sheets to remind people not to feed the wildlife. The majority of the people are compliant. However, there are some who basically ignore any direction and don't read the signs or ignore the signs. We just, it's really about the health and safety of the wildlife that are out at the park, and the excrement that it has produced as a result of being fed 24 hours a day for the most part. So at this point, there is no plan, if you will, to enhance what we're already doing. We hope that people would be compliant with the signage. They are with many other things. We just hope they would do that. But this is an ongoing problem. This isn't a new problem. This has been going on when I was a kid here. We would feed the ducks over at Heritage. Don't tell anyone. But haven't done it since we have the policy in place. There is no fine. There's no enforcement as far as the law enforcement agents are concerned. So it really is just please, if you could discontinue the feeding. The county, if I'm not mistaken, also, they send, if someone complains, they'll send their Parks Bureau sheriff out there just to reiterate the policy to folks, but there is no fine in place for something like that. Everything that happens, if in fact you do violate an ordinance, which this is not, over at one of the parks, it's a misdemeanor, so there's a $1,000 fine. You can go to jail for 6 months, but we haven't gone that far to create any sort of bail system or anything like that relative to this. We just hope people would do the right thing.
So basically, our hands are tied. I mean, it's
Not
just
even
there.
Yeah, it's not, Vice Chair. It's not that it's tied. We recognize this is a problem. We did the first, I think, step to help curtail some of that behavior, but I don't think you're going to really change people's behaviors, unfortunately.
Well, I
Sorry.
I have noticed in certain area only in the park, Heritage Park, and also in the Don Canabi, that people go there and feed the birds. Can we put a bigger sign there in that area where there is a concentration where they do it? I know there is a sign there, but I'm talking about very visible sign.
Yeah, I've seen those signs, and they are so small. They are so
Yes.
feeble as such. I think maybe we
Something
should have
eye-catching,
something
yeah.
like larger fonts, a bigger sign, bigger board, and it's maybe at some point we should go about creating some kind of an ordinance or legislation to impose certain fines as such, because I got a lot of phone calls from a lot of the people saying that, hey, we see a lot of these feeding that is taking place, they should stop. And of course the county has placed a jurisdiction on the city, so it's really become our problem now. So I think somehow we need to come up with a plan to kind of reduce this. I think putting bigger and bolder signs would probably thwart the people from doing that, and I don't know. We need to do something.
I know that would be
If
hard
you
because
put a
people
bigger
go.
sign-
I've seen a lot of like grandmothers go out there with their
Right.
grandkids, and they do that. That's going to be really hard to sit there and do, actually.
Right.
If I may. We
Yes.
do have very large A-frames. They were professionally printed. They're on like a molded plastic.
Right.
They're all around Heritage Park. Similarly, over at the county, which is under county jurisdiction, but city ordinances, because it's a park within the city of Cerritos jurisdiction, they also have signage. But again, they have similar issues with people coming. They don't staff that park all the time. We're there from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. during the week. It's gonna happen because we're not there 24 hours a day. Larger signs, in my estimation, in my professional opinion, are not going to really, they may not be as effective as we think they will be. And the signage that we do have, we have them on the entrances of the island. We had those professionally done. I can increase the number of signs that we have out there, but people, just by nature, I hate to say it, just ignore signage. So whether it's got, neon or what have you, they just are going to do what they want to do, unfortunately. But I think the first step would maybe to be increase the number of signs that we have there. They're in the strategic places where the waterfowl kind of hang out, which is on the north side of the island. The playground's on the south side, so there's really very little over there, but maybe we can put one there. Try and step it up and see
The
if that
key
helps.
is to put it in a strategic place where they really
Yeah,
go and
we've
feed
done that,
there,
sir.
so-
Yeah, those signs are over there and they're out
Right.
there. Like I said, we used to have posters that were laminated and they got destroyed in the elements, so we got some professional ones
But
made.
it's a problem and we have to address it and figure that
100%.
out. Yes,
Yeah, I don't disagree at all.
yes. Thank you.
I'm honestly, I think, I don't mean to belabor the same thing over and again. I must have got about 5 or 6 phone calls in the last 1 week. What are you guys doing about it? I think we may have to move towards some kind of penalty as such. If somebody is caught in the act of doing it. And this is something the decision has to be made by the council, I guess. So I think I agree with everybody here that science is not something that's going to preclude the problem completely, but it's definitely going to abate when you have bigger science and multiple science. So
I've taken a note, so I'll have a chat with the city manager and see which direction he would like to go with respect to this. We do definitely want people to come and enjoy the parks, and the goal is to get people out there to recreate, to enhance their quality of life. That is the goal. Certainly, we would love for people to abide by the policies. There's other policies that they don't abide by. It's just the nature of people today, unfortunately. But certainly, if there's maybe if an ordinance is in fact established, there would be a grace period where we can educate folks like we did the last time when we instituted the policy for not feeding the wildlife. So hopefully people would get the message. Maybe if you hit them in the pocketbook, it would change
Yeah,
their
maybe.
behavior. But I've been doing this 30-something years. I just don't
I
think that's
think-
going to be the case.
I
My
think-
hope is
we got to do something of that nature because otherwise this problem is not
I have
going
also
to go away.
seen bird flying out and migrating, and maybe they'll go to the countryside.
sadly, because of all the food, these
Right.
birds, we did an extensive amount of research. They just don't want to leave because
Yeah.
they're being fed very
Fed,
well.
right.
It's like
so
getting
if we stop
filet
feeding,
mignon.
maybe they'll go towards the countryside,
Yeah, I don't think so.
Right.
But yeah,
and we may not have a problem, right?
I think we're always going to have one. As long as we have a source of water,
Right.
we're going to have a waterfowl issue. It's the same
Right.
at the golf course. Not
Exactly.
quite as much because there's coyotes that run through there,
Exactly.
kind of curtail the population. But I've taken a note, so we'll see where we can go with this. And we'll keep
it's a problem, and we need to
Sure.
work on that.
So do you think in the next meeting we'll get an update after you have talked to the city manager?
Today it's where are we at? This is February. I'll do my best. We're right in
Okay.
the middle of budget season right now, so and he's a pretty busy guy. I'll try and get on his calendar, see if we can't meet with him to kind of discuss and flush out some of the concerns that the commission has raised. So I'll do my best. If
Okay.
I have any sort of update, one way or the other, we'll provide a memo to the commission.
Okay, fair enough.
Good. Anybody has any comments? No. So shall we move to item number 6, consent calendar?
Did you close the public comments section? You did, right?
Yes, we
Closed
did.
it? Okay, sorry.
We did. Okay, so we'll go to item number 6A, approval of the meetings. Anybody?
Yeah, I'd like to approve the meeting minutes as presented.
Good.
I'll second it.
Second it. Approved and second.
Everybody?
How about everybody?
Aye.
Yes?
Any abstention?
Yes.
No? Okay. All in favor? Right.
All favor.
Everybody approved. Great.
All favor. Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay. Item number 7A. Reports.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, members of the commission. At this time, it's program report time. So from the Recreation Services Division, Jill Toda is going to be providing you with an update on items from Recreation, followed by Jesse with items from the Senior Center. Jill?
Thank you, Ms. Titus. Chairperson Pathak, members of the commission.
I would like to start by saying thank you to Cerritos, GAR, and Whitney High Schools for allowing us to partner with them last week, cheering on the girls and boys varsity basketball teams in their final home games. The 2025 Youth Basketball League participants were invited to wear their jerseys for free admission, and their parents were charged a discounted rate. Many of these student athletes developed their skills and love for basketball playing in the city's recreation league. We look to continue this partnership next season, offering more community nights. In the months of February and March, Recreation Services will be offering a variety of programs for all ages. Recreation for the upcoming spring sessions of classes is now open for Cerritos residents. Residents can register online and in person by visiting one of the city's community centers. Non-resident registration for classes will begin tomorrow, Friday, February 7th at 10 a.m. The stage awaits prospective Cerritos resident performers to participate in the annual citywide talent showcase, celebrating the city's 69th anniversary. Complete and submit the digital entry form on the city's website beginning Friday, February 14th through Monday, March 3rd. Performances may include dancing, singing, musical instruments, and variety for performers ages 4 to adult. No stand-up comedy, please. Group performances are allowed and may have a maximum of 6 members. 50% or more of each group must be Cerritos residents. Qualifying acts must be able to record their performances on Monday, April 7th or Tuesday, April 8th by appointment only. The talent showcase will be cablecast on Cerritos TV3 starting Friday, April 25th. For more information, please call Cerritos Park East at 562-407-2611. Parent-Child Create Art with Me is being offered at Cerritos Park East starting on Wednesday, February 26th through March 26th from 10:15 to 11:15 a.m. The 5-week class allows participants ages 2 to 4 years old, along with their adult partner, to explore different types of art, use their imagination and creativity, and make new masterpieces each week. Only the child must register for the class, and the cost is $23 for Cerritos residents and $35 for non-residents. Parent-Child Wiggle and Giggle with Me is being offered at Heritage Park, starting on Friday, February 28th through March 28th, from 10:15 to 11:15 a.m. This 5-week play-based class encourages participants ages 2 to 4, along with their adult partner, to get up and dance, wiggle and giggle through silly songs and stories. Only the child must register for the class, and the cost is $23 for residents and $35 for non-residents. Kids between the age of 5 and 14 are invited to enter the Arbor Week poster contest, themed Trees Build Communities. Kids may create a drawing or painting no larger than 11 by 17 inches using their choice of materials such as pencils, chalk, crayons, and watercolors. Entries must be delivered to the Recreation Services Division at City Hall no later than 5 p.m. on Friday, April 4th. Winning posters will be displayed on the city's website, cerritos.gov, starting Monday, April 28th through Monday, May 26th. Little Ones Hour, Lucky Leprechauns, will be held on Tuesdays, March 4th through the 18th at Cerritos Park East from 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. for 3 to 5-year-olds. Participants will enjoy a fun-filled hour of crafts, games, and stories. The cost is $18 for residents and $27 for non-residents. A teen workshop, employment workshop applications and interviews is being offered on Saturday, March 8th from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. at Cerritos Park East. The workshop is free for teens ages 13 to 18. After this workshop, participants will be ready to search and find that perfect job. Itsy Bitsy Golf Clinic is being held on Saturday, March 8th from 4 to 5 p.m. at the Cerritos Ironwood 9 Golf Course. Preschool golfers ages 4 to 5 years old will be given a brief introduction on grip, stance, swing, and putting. The cost is $15 for residents and $23 for non-residents. Register for Community CPR and First Aid Basics, taking place on Saturday, March 22nd at Cerritos Park East from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Learn methods for basic first aid and performing infant, child, and adult CPR. The class is free for residents, plus a $25 materials fee only, and $60 plus a $25 material fee for non-residents. Looking for extra instruction for your aspiring soccer player? A youth soccer clinic will be held at the Cerritos Sports Complex on Saturday, March 22nd, from 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. 9 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. Participants 5 to 12-year-olds will receive a soccer-specific training from local area high school coaching staff and players. The cost is $10 for residents and $15 for non-residents. For more information on the city's parks and recreation programs, please contact the Recreation Services Division at 562-916-1254. That concludes my report. Ms. Titus and I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Very good report. I really like it. You know, all those kids have so many nice programs coming up. And we have done a great job for years and years. Anyone has any questions?
You have a lot for the younger kids. How
Yeah.
about what other programs do you have for, let's say, 12 and up?
Thank you for the question. We do have some other classes that we are offering. I just mentioned some of the classes that are offered during February and March.
Okay.
Some of those other classes are offered during April and May for spring, so I didn't mention those at this time. I can bring those up next time. I also usually just talk about some of the classes that are still taking registration, so some of those classes are full, but we do have other classes for teenagers or adults like ceramics or some other art classes, but those actually fill up, so I don't always talk about those classes because they are already full.
Okay.
So a lot of these classes that I already mentioned or do mention, there's still space available in those classes for registration.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much. Item number 7B. Okay,
The senior center's report will come now.
sure, 7B.
Thank you, Chair, members of the commission. I'll be reporting on the senior center, some upcoming events. First, I just want to mention that on Tuesday, January 14th, our SPICE program returned. SPICE standing for Seniors Personally Involved in Children's Enrichment. It's our yearly program that the senior center offers. It's actually an award-winning intergenerational program. It's presented in partnership with Carver Academy Elementary School. SPICE fosters positive intergenerational relationships, promotes knowledge about people of other ages, and dispels age-related myths and stereotypes. On January 14th, we started with the sixth graders, and the theme was sensitivity to aging. And this program focuses from TK all the way to sixth grade. Our next SPICE event will be held next week, February 11th, and the focus is on balancing your diet. In fifth grade, the class focuses on health and fitness. The Carver students and SPICE Cerritos senior volunteers are invited to enjoy a healthy snack, highlighting a lesson about My Plate, and enjoying an intergenerational activity to help students learn the importance of eating healthy. Next month, we also have another class. It's through the Eyes of Serrano Indians. We invite the fourth graders over to also partake in this program. And it's to promote their learning studies along with senior volunteers to create a coil pot and decorate it with symbols. We are still seeking volunteers for the SPICE program. So if interested, we ask if you could please call 562-916-8550. We have a lot of upcoming classes. First, I wanted to highlight the drop-in classes. Every Monday and Wednesday at 7:30 a.m., we have Tai Chi at the Senior Center. We also have Bridge every Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. A tech workshop every Tuesday at 3 p.m. So we invite seniors who may have questions with their iPad, iPhone, any electronic devices, stop on by 3 p.m. every Tuesday. Texas Hold'em every Wednesday at 2 p.m. We have a senior walking group Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m. Every Friday, we have a movie playing at 1 p.m. The third Friday of every month from 10 a.m. to 12 noon, we have an Alzheimer's caregiver support group. This group focuses on developing new coping strategies to find comfort, strength, and hope in a compassionate and safe environment. Tuesday, Thursdays from 4:30 to 7:30, we have ping pong drop-in, and Friday mornings from 7:30 a.m. to 12 noon. We also wanted to remind the community that we have care management every Wednesday from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. for residents only. This focuses on resources for homebound, in-home care, home delivery meals, and any in-home supportive seniors. If interested, we ask if you please call 562-806-5400, and please punch in extension 273. We would also like to remind the community that we have notary services the second and fourth Thursday of each month from 10 a.m. to noon, appointment only. If interested, please call 562-916-8550. We also have a HICAP, which is Health Insurance Counseling and Advocacy program, every first and fourth Wednesday of the month from 12:30 to 5:30 p.m. And you must be a Los Angeles County resident. If interested, please give us a call at 562-916-8550. We have some classes that have space left at cost. We have keyboarding starting next Tuesday. This will be held from 11:15 to noon. We have 2 spots left, and then the cost will be $60. We have chair yoga beginning next week. It will be held on Tuesdays from 12:30 to 1:30 at the cost of $35, and we have 5 spots left. We also have Chinese language and cultural experiences starting next Tuesday, and this will be from for 1 month from 9 a.m. to 12 noon for 6 classes for $108. Our upcoming events on February 14th, we have our Valentine's Day luncheon at 1 p.m. The theme will be Love and Friendship Grows Here. Lunch will be provided buffet style. There will also be a DJ and dancing, and we'll end it with the raffle prizes. The cost for this was $15. We are currently sold out, but accepting waitlist registration. So far, we have around 200 seniors attending. We just also want to remind the community that our center will be closed on Monday, February 17th, in observance for President's Day. This concludes my report. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Can you give me the date on the chair yoga again?
Definitely. That will begin next Tuesday, February 11th, till March 11th, from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. And the cost was $35, with 5 spots left.
Yeah, nice report, Jesse.
Thank you.
Jesse, are you going to have any more trips this year?
Yes, we actually we're working on finalizing one in March. It was for the Getty. We're still waiting for a confirmation due to the fires near the Getty Center.
Okay.
We hope to finalize that by early next week.
Okay.
Nice report, GC. Thank you. So the next item is, do we have any comments from the commission?
No.
How about you?
No, as far as what? On what?
I did go to the mall, I guess, a few days ago for the Friendship Festival or whatever it is. I thought the timing was until 5 o'clock. And I know I reached late. I reached there around 4:15 or 4:20, and they were wrapping up. So am I correct or incorrect in making that statement that, we all thought it was until 5 o'clock, and why did we wrap up so early?
It was 1 to 4, wasn't it?
No, sir. The event for the last 26 years that we've been doing this is noon to 4. It
I
is
stand
not going to-
corrected. I stand corrected.
I've got a question on that one. Do we get a lot of people going to that?
Yes. This year, typically I'm over at the Forever 21 stage, the stage that's out in front of Forever 21. But this year I was down at the what they refer to now as the food court area,
By Sears?
by the former Sears store, and it's packed. I mean, you can't walk through. It's great. There's people obviously there to see the groups. They're familiar with the groups. They're family members and whatnot. But the general public walking through the mall shopping will stop, sit in the chairs, or stop and watch the performances. They run anywhere between 15 and 20 minutes, depending upon the group, and it's just enough time, watch the group, and then go on and do your shopping and contribute to our local economy, which we really appreciate. But it is a very, very well-attended event.
Now, are we going to keep it there? Because I mean, Friendship Festival, you have a lot of different cultural people out there, doing their dances and different things like that. What else do we do? What else do you guys have like where kids could go, maybe go from stage to stage and do different little things?
So we have a craft area where we do a themed craft. This year it was a dream catcher.
Okay.
There are giveaways which you received at your place tonight. But the goal of this event is to celebrate the cultural diversity, the very rich cultural diversity of this community. We have tried this event going back 25, almost 30 years. It's been in several different locations. It landed in the mall. We have a very good partnership with the mall and other events that we do 26 years ago. The weather was always an issue, when to do it, where we weren't competing with another event that we were doing. We have limited staffing resources. So it's landed here and it's got a very, very good home here. We used to do the cultural experience, which was a series of excursions that we would go to that were to different cultural locations and points of interest. But due to just people not wanting to go or just having the ability to go on their own, we're not providing anything that they can't do themselves. We discontinued that program. But we do have a lot of cultural activities in our regular offerings, between salsa dance, and we have Indian dance. We have all sorts of other things that we do just naturally in our class offerings. So we're very, very happy with it being where it is. It's worked out. Used to be a much bigger event. We used to have like 4 or 5 stages and
Right.
passport stations, and it's kind of
Right.
whittled down to what the people seem to respond to, which is coming and watching the different cultural displays. And, mostly it's dancing and singing. We had one group that did a skit this year, which that was my favorite thing. It was a little different, but the goal is to learn about different cultures and just the appreciation that we all have with the fact that, again, we are very, very culturally diverse in this community. So
Yeah, I was just wondering if just the people that go to watch their kids do the performance or the clubs that are doing it, if that's all we had, and then that's it.
oh no,
I wanted to make sure.
there's people, like I said, that are just regular patrons at the mall on a random Saturday that do stop and they'll ask questions, and staff is there to, maybe they don't know about the event or this is their first time, so we provide a little bit of information for them. But yeah, it's a very well attended event.
Okay, good.
Yeah, very happy with it.
I remember when it started, Paul Boland was the councilman that time, and
Yeah.
I had several meetings with him even before it started. And the whole idea on that time was because we have a different culture here and create a friendship group. And this is how it started. And I remember very well
Yeah.
working on that program when it was started.
So we have you to thank, in addition to Mr. Boland.
Yes, exactly. It's a good program. It's a very good program.
I do have something else to say.
Yes.
I want to thank you, Sherry, for finally getting those swings over at Liberty Park.
Oh, you're
The parents
welcome.
that had contacted me, they were so happy that they got it. I think there's still 2 missing, if I'm not mistaken.
We're
that
working
they
on
let
it.
me know.
Yeah.
And then the other parents over at Gridley, I believe it is, that's getting work done, and everybody's happy that they're getting that stuff done. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I can't take credit. I just paid the bill. It's just a matter of receiving the items. I am so excited about Gridley Park East because of the damage that was that occurred over there with the vandalism and the arson. And it is a really pretty. If a playground can be pretty, it is a very pretty,
Right, and
very
that's,
attractive playground.
yeah, they're happy that that's
Mhm.
going on now. I mean, it took a while, but they're happy with that, and I'm glad.
Very good. I have a question, Sherry. Next meeting is going to be on March 6th, or there will be no meeting?
As far as I know, we're having a meeting.
Okay, because if there is an election going, there will be an election on,
No,
March-
fourth.
March
fourth.
4th.
It's already,
Yeah, fourth
it
is
would
the
have
last one.
passed by that time.
Yeah.
okay.
Your term ends at the end of March, if
Okay,
I'm not
end of March.
mistaken. So you're here.
You're still there?
Yeah.
You still
we'll
have a
see ya.
job.
Okay.
You
all
still
right.
have a job.
Yeah.
You still have a job.
Yeah.
One more meeting.
Yeah.
Three of us.
What are you telling us, Mr. Chair?
No.
Thank you very much. Shall we adjourn the meeting? Anyone has any questions? Meeting adjourned.